welcome to this episode of This Week on the Battlefield, the show where we cover news, updates, the community, and so much more, all around the Battlefield franchise. In this episode, we have DICE's response and sort of apology, I guess you could say, in response to the time to kill changes. Those themselves, of course, are a topic in today's video as well. We've got some changes around kill spotting and squads, netcode testing being done in cooperation with BattleNonSense, and of course, to round everything off, some brilliant only in Battlefield moments for you guys to enjoy. So it's no secret then for most of you guys watching this video that there were some changes to time to kill in Battlefield 5 this week, and that those changes have been met with a resounding negativity from the community. I've seen few, although there are some, people defending DICE's decision to change the time to kill the way they've done it. Even less people seem to like, and the way they communicated seems to be something almost everybody, and I do mean the 99th percentile, can agree on was absolutely disastrous. So all in all, while I'm not going to be going into too much detail around what these precise changes are, if you're interested in that, I have a full video covering nothing but the time to kill changes and why they are good or bad. Link down below in the description for you guys to enjoy. Check that out if you want more details. But in a nutshell, essentially the bullet to kill for pretty much all weapons in the game went up, both in close quarters, but more prominently at medium to long range, slowing down time to kill in a hope, according to DICE, to be able to encourage some of the newer players and non-Battlefield core players to stick with the game a little bit longer, enabling them to learn a little bit how to not essentially instantly get killed every time they spawn. This, of course, is in hope of, well, improving sales number, especially over the holiday season, but all in all, given the huge amount of problems that Battlefield 5 has as it stands now, I doubt that time to kill is really what is causing it, more actually time to death, which, while linked, has a number of other factors that actually influence this as well. As said, if you've not been keeping up with this news anyway, there's a video link down below in the description where you can check out everything you need to know all around that time to kill shift. More interesting for us this week and in this episode is maybe the apology and response that DICE has given to the community outcry, is probably an understatement, regarding these changes. Dan Mitri essentially on Friday came out and said to the community, we're sorry for 48 hours of essential radio silence over these changes that we've done, other than their announcement and then subsequent asking for feedback, which was given promptly and quite resoundingly clearly one-sided. They said they were going to improve communication in the future as to such changes. They understand and appreciate the feedback and also understand some of the frustrations with how this has been implemented regarding, for example, having simply the entire game be switched to what is essentially an experimental, not fully balanced time to kill, instead of having a select number of servers or select playlist being used to test this time to kill. But they've also explained their reasoning, and it's clearly around getting newer players essentially interested in the game, especially over the holiday seasons, to help drive up their relatively poor sales performance so far. Now, the poor sales performance for Battlefield 5 is an entirely different topic and has a multifaceted number of reasons, but I also think that people not sticking with Battlefield 5 as long and simply deciding that they're not going to log in again tomorrow because they're too frustrated with the game is hardly to be blamed entirely, or even for a majority, on time to kill. There's some good discussion going on over the Reddit forums. I'll link down below in the description to one particular which covers all of the reasons why new players may not be enjoying Battlefield 5, and it's a pretty good and pretty comprehensive list, especially if you take into account some of the comments which add to that, as to what exactly needs to be done to really fix the problem that DICE is going after. And this apology is hardly what DICE was supposed to deliver either today, because not only does it not address the key concern everybody has, whether or not we're actually going to go back to the old time to kill. No, it seems to actually suggest that for now, all they're going to do is increase the number of core playlists from only one for Conquest to all available game modes, so that the community can now truly be split in two. And I'll talk about trying to avoid splitting the community base, which is something that was one of the main reasons they chose to go away from the premium pass model, has seemed to just vanish and disappear. The lack of rationale behind these changes are obvious to seemingly everybody but DICE, but at this point, as per usual, I don't think we're looking at a change anytime soon, although we have been told this time to kill supposedly is temporary, but temporary in this case seems to mean for the entire holiday season. So I guess Battlefield is not going to be a game for Christmas this year round. And the last bit of news that I want to cover, there was some small changes around Tuesday regarding kill spotting. So that was a previous bug where when you shot somebody, you were spotted on the minimap. That is gone. So have fun enjoying your flanks and actually being able to take multiple people out before they notice where you exactly are located. And another small change that me and friends have been wondering why this was not in the game to start off with is that by default now, when you create squads, those will be public. So hopefully there should be less locked squads in games of conquest and operations now. If you're a solo player, this can be quite frustrating. Even if you're just a smaller group of players, such as 2 people playing together, you often want to team up with another group of players so that you can be one squad. And if everybody just joins in a locked squad, this can be very difficult. It wasn't intuitive. Thank God they've changed it. In community news, and actually this is quite exciting to me personally, BattleNonSense is supposedly helping DICE fix some netcode, or at least that's the way I've understood he was involved in the time to death netcode test that they did on Thursday this week. Supposedly looking for data to help them understand what some of the bugs are that cause these insta-deaths and other issues with netcode. Supposedly he's going to be presenting the results and their findings once they're ready, so I'm looking forward to a well-informed and well-researched and explained video from BattleNonSense once again. In case you're wondering who BattleNonSense is, this is an excellent YouTuber who does a lot of kind of in-depth looks at game latency and netcode throughout various titles, but has often also covered Battlefield as well, and has produced some absolutely amazing and insightful content. That aside though, of course the community was mostly focused otherwise on the time to kill debate, which I think we've covered enough in today's video, so I'm going to leave that be for now and move on to our only in Battlefield moments. The first one in today's video is Mr. Shandar posting on Reddit a clip by Valdez. He's going to be surrounded on an objective, completely outnumbered, I don't know what, 10 to 1, something like that by the enemy team. He's going to wait for the perfect moment, and then he's essentially going to go loud with his drilling shotgun. A beautiful, very short but very high intensity clip with not a single shot missed. Gotta respect that accuracy even if he is using a shotgun, which is of course close quarter dominant. It was still great to see him take out those people in such precision and confidence. A second clip we've got for today's only in Battlefield moment is Snooze on Reddit taking out a bomber with a beautiful shot by a tank. Almost as good as that beautiful shot, however, is the actual burning wreck crashing down, flying over the map after he's actually downed that bomber. Absolutely beautiful cinematography there, and of course a brilliant shot as well to go alongside it. Lastly then, we have another clip from Reddit. Beppo here struggling a little bit at the beginning, tries to go for the quick scope, doesn't quite manage it, takes somebody out with a pistol, then goes for a beautiful, I believe, headshot throwing knife kill, and these are with the new throwing knives, so no OP throwing knives for this man indeed. He then moves on to take on some more enemies, kinda can't get his accuracy working for him, so he does what any good Battlefield player does when their gun or their aiming fails them. He goes on an absolutely beautiful melee streak against some seemingly very unaware enemies, so footsteps definitely not working in their favor, or them just not paying attention. Anyway, Beppo is going to know how to take advantage of that and just clean the objective for his team with a good old melee streak. Coming to the end of this week's episode then, if you enjoyed the show, find it interesting or entertaining, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share, and of course hit me up with your feedback, suggestions, and opinions down below in the comments or on Twitter. With that being said, however, I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you in the next episode of This Week on the Battlefield.